Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mike. Mike. Thank you for reminding me of that. I've just gone live now. Yeah, Dalu, Justin. Chinedoziem. Yankada Mendalu one. Well done. Corbin, Ignatius, IG. Brother Igne. Thank you everyone for joining me. We are live on YouTube also. My people, you know, when it comes to politics, I'm going to play a video by 3 people I know. Mayegun, sometimes I do watch him in the past, but for a long time I haven't watched him. And Clayton Udo, we used to, stream together. In fact, we were on Channel One Africa, a page by our brother from Kenya, Fred Amisi. So we've our paths have crossed before. We disagree on a lot of things. Then Simon Eber, I've not watched him before. Okay, I've not watched him past total 10 minutes. All the videos people have been sending me. And the reason being that I don't just go on people's platform and start troubling them, disturbing or doing that. No, but I'm pushed to analyze the video. A video he did. It was a collaboration amongst Mayegun, Clayton, and Simon. And when you watch it, to me, I see the passion with which they do the things they do. I know where their hearts are, and that I'm not against what they are calling for. You understand? But I am just marveled as to how our people are missing certain points, things that should have been obvious. You understand? Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. My people, for those of you that are saying Chuka is looking for popularity, please, you don't know me, ask those who do. I will just tell you the way it is. Then whether you want to believe it or not, it's up to you. But just give it time. Only time will vindicate the person that is right. So give it time. And I don't know how many things I've retracted ever since. I can't remember of any. Please let me know if you know any. Okay? So I watched the video. I saw the passion and everything. But, bros, there is no equal comparison between Biafra and Oduduwa. Please, my guys. Please, guys, you need to pay attention first to understand what I'm talking about before the comments start flying. And I'm not going to stop at every given time to tell people I'm not against your struggle, this and that, but this is what I believe. No, I'm going to say it once. So if you don't get it, it's your business. I am not against the actualization of Biafra. I am not against the actualization of Oduduwa Republic. But my people, let us look at things the way they are. Let us reason together and discuss history as it should be discussed. Okay? We are going to analyze issues without emotions, without favor. I'm not going to favor any side. If anything, I'm getting more attacks from my own people than outsiders. Do you understand me? And when I'm done with my analysis, anyone is free to come on here and correct me where you think I went wrong or what you think I'm not doing right. You are free, feel free. And if you think that what I'm saying is let me say less valuable than whatever you're hearing elsewhere, please tell the person to bring me on his or her own platform on video, or let the person come here. We'll trash it out and lay it out before the people. Okay? I'm wrong, I am not wrong. You have to come here and say it. I am not going to stop anyone from coming on and airing their views. What I'm against is getting insult from people who don't even understand politics. We can disagree. And see what I consider insult. You know, telling someone, look at your head. These are no. It is somebody telling me, you don't know what you are talking about. You are dumb. You are this. Okay, now come and discuss it. You don't want to discuss it, I will let you go. I will let you go. Please, guys, don't let the insults start flying now. Please. Please. Can we keep quiet, listen to this, and debate if need be, and learn if we have to, disagree if we have to. And my disagreement with you does not mean that I hate you. Okay? I am not attacking anyone as a person. I am using my views to attack your own views. So why did I mention about the Yinon Plan? In Africa, let me tell you, yes, these people came with their machine gun. The machine gun changed the game. When they invaded Africa, the last one, they've been invading Africa even since the days of the Greeks. It didn't start with the French and the British. No, you would have to go back as far back as the Greeks. And you are talking about thousands of years ago. Much, much more older than you're being told. Is even older than that 6,000 years we are talking about. Okay? What is killing Africa? What killed Africa in the last one when the French and the British came was civil wars amongst various nations in Africa. And some people, when they want to talk about history, they just go back to 100 years ago, 150 years ago, 200 years ago. And you say, how about the Oyo Empire? Who set up the Oyo Empire? We always talk about how no one was consulted when Nigeria was formed, this and that. Who was consulted when the Oyo Empire was formed? Who was consulted when the Benin Empire was formed? How about the Malian Empire? How about the Songhai? Axiom, which later you can still call it Kush or Ethiopia. Who and who were consulted when all those things, what those empires were set up? Okay, please, I will, you don't fail to indicate, okay, so please don't fail to call my attention to the people that will be going to our cement industry. I will say it that way. Okay? What I am going to tell you is this. Nobody I've called out politically would attack me on policy. Most of them don't know what they are talking about. Some of them know, but they will not say the whole truth. They will not say the whole truth. Why? It will lose them friends and followers. It will lose them friends and followers. That's the problem. And now ask them the end goal of what they are doing. They will not tell you. How are you going to achieve it? They won't give you any definite answer. Yes, when I go wrong, I expect everyone to correct me. Thank you for raising that. Thank you for saying that. I expect it. That's why I tell people, please, you are free to come on. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the mistakes people are doing. Most of the, see, in politics, no one is idle, no movement is useless. You are either helping your people or you are hurting them. Politics is just life in a nutshell. It abhors vacuum. Your silence is either helping or hurting your people. Your speech is either helping or hurting your people. Now, knowing what you are talking about is a different thing altogether. The issue of Nigeria and Africa is much, much more bigger than most people who are talking about them. Lots and lots of them don't even know what they are saying. Some will play to the gallery. Some will play to the emotions of the people listening to them. Then they will be telling them what they want to hear instead of what they need to hear. And to me, I call that the quintessential preaching to the choir. When a pastor is preaching to his choir, the ovation will be loud. They will applaud at every turn. Even your mistakes will be overlooked. They will cheer you on, but go try it outside. Go try it outside. That is when you test your teachings and your preachings. And when you see people huddled together in an echo chamber, to them, they will think they are doing something nice because people are listening. No, 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 no. Those are the people that would even listen to you no matter what you say, as long as you don't hurt their feelings. As long as you are not hurting their feelings. Okay? That is exactly what most people are doing, and most people online are just preparing for 2023. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, they will still give you a reason why you should vote for this one instead of this one. And it will be the same controlled opposition we've been having in Nigeria for a very, very long time. Now, back to the real topic. What is the Yinon Plan? I call it, Yinon banana peel, because it is something that has been destroying countries in Africa, in the Middle East, in South America, in Central America, in Asia. Without that plan, the Vietnam War wouldn't have happened. Look at what they did to Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia. They told us they are fighting communism. No, they were trying to control the resources of the earth and territories. And when you look at those wars, they always happen in places where the rulers of those countries or nations, as the case may be, that's what we call them, where the rulers or the leaders don't want to toe the line of the people at Wall Street. The World Bank Group, the International Monetary Fund, all these groups, all these think tanks, these so-called non-governmental bodies. No, those people are exactly the people that are controlling the governments of all these superpowers. There is nothing like a non-governmental political movement. Any movement that will give you independence and will still tie you to the World Bank Group, to the Bank of International Settlement, to the IMF, to all the people at the UN, except in cases where you have maybe a serious problem amongst the members of the Security Council. Are you understanding me? Except when you have, like in Russia and the West, they are at war right now. Most of you think it's a Cold War. There is nothing like a Cold War. Do you know that a Russian submarine was attacked last year? Did you hear it anywhere in the news? Top military officers died. Yes. From nowhere, fire came and blew up the what do you call it? The submarine. Deep underwater submarine. And killed at least 21 colonels. Who heard it? Nobody. And you wonder why Paul Kagame of Rwanda brought in the Russians. Do you know that the Russians are helping them develop their nuclear energy? Now they have their scientists working side by side with the Russians. And you still don't know why Vladimir Putin made that open statement that African leaders only come to Africa to be buried. They don't want to defend their land. He was signaling them to defend their lands. Most African rulers will not do that. You know why? If they do, they will use the Yinon Plan, the Yinon strategy, or whichever way, or Yinon policy, to destroy their countries. Why? They will use a group that is agitating for their rights to fight that government. Then they will destroy you and weaken you. Guess what? By the time you come out of that war, both sides will be weakened. Then they will pick you out. Then the IMF will come in, the Bank of International Settlement will come in. That is when you will know that you need to pay for that weapons they gave you, and you don't pay them cash. Of course, you wouldn't have it then. You pay them with your resources. Then the warlords will be made rulers over you, back to what you were running from on the other side. Oduduwa did not start it. In fact, it was older than Oduduwa. They've been using it since time immemorial. This is what they've been using to destroy empires. You hear about an empire collapsing. Why did Hannibal fail to destroy Rome? Who bribed the leaders of Carthage and made them not to send him reinforcement when he had Rome on their knees? He besieged Rome. He closed everything from going into their territory. He was at the door of Rome. Mind you, he did not just cross the Mediterranean into Rome. No, he went around it and passed through the Alps, the Ocean Alps, then turned around and came to Rome. Then the Romans brought the rulers back there in his country. While he was doing that, he was negotiating with these people, and he was like, why would it be Hannibal that will do this? Then they didn't send him reinforcement. At the end of the day, he had to negotiate with them and left. Then they came back for him. They pursued him. Even his people couldn't defend him. He had to run away from Carthage, came to Turkey. They pursued him all the way to Turkey. Then he killed himself. That is not suicide, it is harakiri. This is the same strategy. It's by infiltration. They will infiltrate you through. But listen, nobody likes what's going on in Nigeria, including me. If I like what's going on in Nigeria, I will be in Abuja or Lagos right now because I want to be in front of the action. I'd be living in Abuja or Lagos, then I'll be shuttling between there and my village. My plan has always been to own a large farm. I want to be a farmer. If I like what's going on in Nigeria, I am supposed to be in Nigeria right now. But the environment is not okay for anyone, much less me. Okay? Don't worry, everyone will air their opinions. No problem. I will post the link. Everyone will come on. Look at what these people will do. I want those people to know that the National Endowment for Democracy is active in Nigeria. That is the CIA front operating in Nigeria openly. Open Society Initiative, West Africa, owned by George Soros. George Soros is owned by the people who control the CIA. This is the same guy who sold out his fellow Jews. He's rich, the rich ones, not the poor ones. They seized their properties under the Nazis. Then they gave him the share. The father was a banker. In case you don't know, the two wars were all bankers' wars. Let me tell you. What you call the two world wars, they were all bankers' wars. The First World War was not started, I repeat, by because Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated. No, it started because they found oil in Iraq, in Basra, southern Iraq. Till date, the British have not left Basra. They were going to build a railway that would go from there through Turkey into Europe. If it had happened, the British and the French would lose, and they would have always been afraid of the Germans. They didn't want the German economy to be bigger than theirs, and oil was going to change the game. People, they knew that the oil is the future, because people will stop using coal and go full into steam engine. It was the power to the future. They've been quarreling. Before they declared that war, British troops were on the doors of southern Iraq. Immediately, they killed Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Remember, he was assassinated by the Black Hand. The Black Hand has always been supported by the Vatican and the same European powers that are controlling Europe till date. How is it that they assassinated this guy before the war started? The British troops were already at the border waiting. Then after that war, they wanted to make sure that Germany never rose again. They destroyed their economy. And please go read the Versailles Treaty, the Treaty of Versailles. See if they gave you that condition they gave the Germans, if you will take it. It was the injustice that was not addressed that led to Germans rearming themselves. Imagine Germany, an advanced country in Europe, people who've been voting in the Holy Roman Empire. They've decided who will be the Pope and who wouldn't be. All these people, the Germans are currently still ruling the United Kingdom till date. The Bourbons, you go there, you see the Germans. You check the Spanish Empire, you still see the Germans. You go to everywhere, they wanted to weaken them and make sure they don't rise up again. But they gave us a false history. How did they do it? They called the Hungarians, who have been maltreated by the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Habsburgs. The Black Hands they thought they were fighting for their people. Now they will have to assassinate this one. Please, how did the assassination of a single man lead to the whole world going into war? How? You find a group that is aggrieved, you tap into their grievances, then use them to work. Why? Because you are losing access to resources, you are losing power. You will always want to use a group that is aggrieved to fight these people. At the end of the day, none of you will be better. You will never fare better than before the war. Many people know this. Some of them will not tell their people why. It will lose them followers. And most people you see that are discussing politics online, even on your national TVs, they don't know this history. Man, I am a living witness. I've talked with these people and found out that they are all empty. I'm not into a competition with anyone, but if you think you know more than me, please, you are free to come on here. That Yinon strategy, let me show it to you guys. Hold on. This is Wikipedia. Please don't use Wikipedia as a source. I just want to give you highlight just a little overview of it. The term Yinon Plan refers to an article published in February 1982 in the Hebrew journal Kivunim Directions, that's the meaning of it, entitled A Strategy for Israel in the 1980s. Kivunim was a quarterly periodical dedicated to the study of Judaism and Zionism, which appeared between 1978 and 1987 and was published by the World Zionist Organization's Department of Information in Jerusalem. The article was penned by Oded Yinon. That's why it's called the Yinon Plan. Reputedly a former advisor to Ariel Sharon, a former senior official with the Israeli Foreign Ministry, and journalist for the Jerusalem Post. It is cited as an early example of characterizing political projects. Political projects in the Middle East and in terms of logic of sectarian divisions. Remember that word, sectarian divisions. Does it sound like what is happening in Nigeria? Does it sound like what is happening in Kenya? Does it sound like what is happening in Congo? Does it sound like what's happening in the Cameroon? Does it sound like what's happening in Ghana? Does it sound like what's happening in Guinea-Conakry, Bissau? Does it sound like what happened between Ethiopia and Eritrea? Does it sound like what happened between Sudan and South Sudan? Does it sound like that? Now, when you have a president in your country that will tell these people, no, you people have to leave, you have to renegotiate these contracts and agreements, else you will be out. Please do not post any link here. Nana, I'm sorry, it's nothing personal. Many people are using it to hack into people's accounts. Does what's happening in Nigeria sound like that sectarian division? And mind you, they will always give people who don't understand, who don't see beyond their noses power. Everywhere you go, look at Nigeria, the Hausa Fulani you are talking about. The Hausas are subservient to the Fulanis. The Fulanis conquered them. Why? With the power of the Europeans. With the power of the Europeans. With their help. With their help. The same people are doing the same thing all over again in Africa, and we are keeping quiet. We are missing it. Their rulers know, some of them who know what's going on are being pushed out. And those who don't are being kept in power and allowed to use force to suppress anybody who will open the eyes of the people. Those days, they will burn your TV stations. Today, they will block your account. They will take it down. If you love Biafra, if you love Oduduwa Republic, guess what? Many people love it, including me. I've been saying it that Nigeria should be divided into 8 places at least. Even after that, if people still want to break it down, they should be free to do it. No one should tell anyone where to belong to, and it shouldn't be by force. Then if it's by force, please come out openly and tell us that it's forcefully. So we will stop living under this illusion of freedom, because nobody is free. No one is free under this system. You are not free to trade with any currency you like. The Central Bank of Nigeria is still controlled by the Bank of England, which, by the way, is owned by the British monarchy, the Rothschilds, and all the people you call the elite. Before, they used to be called the aristocrats. When the monarchy had absolute power, it still has absolute power now, because the Queen can end the parliament today. Why is she not doing it? If she pushes too much, people will wake up. That's why they will need to control who becomes the prime minister, who in the front, the cabinet members, the front row cabinet members. They'll control them through that. And when you go there, you find out that it's a class they always go to. Maybe all of them. When you check them, they all attended 3 different schools. All of them. In the USA is the Ivy League colleges. It's the Ivy League colleges. In the UK is Cambridge, Oxford, and maybe one of the other top 5. That's where they all meet and they have their clubs they belong to. From there, they will go check the prime ministers of the UK. Go check them. Check them. It's not true, bro. If you know what is not true, don't worry. You come and say it here. Wait, after my monologue, I will open it. I will open the this thing. I will post the link here. You come on here and educate me. So what are they going? You think they will give you? If they would give you Biafra, they would have given it to you before. Why? Because they have the power to do it now. Why are they not doing it now? Because they are still controlling Nigeria. They are still controlling Nigeria, and they are still enjoying the things in Nigeria. Oduduwa Republic, they can give it to you today if they want. Why are they not doing it? You think you have the National Endowment for Democracy and they don't know exactly what's going on in Nigeria? You think they don't know? They don't know that the people are suffering? You think? Please, when I say colleges, I mean university, please. That's what they call it in the USA. Sarah, all your so-called human rights organizations and civil liberty organizations, they are all in these people's pockets. Go check what National Endowment for Democracy did in Yugoslavia. These are the same people that brought people that bombed our airport. Do you know, how many of you remember that they bombed our international airport under the Abacha regime? Why? Because Abacha was fighting against them. He was using the oil to play against them. Have we forgotten that terrorist attack? Why did Abacha tell you that any terrorism that lasts beyond 24 hours has a government backing? What government do you think he's talking about? If he, Emma, that's what I'm saying. Those people are the people holding you down, so they cannot give you freedom. It cannot come from there. It can't. And those of them that think that Israel will give it to them, the people who own Israel have been controlling your money from time immemorial. Please, let me show you something. I'm coming. Wait, I want to show you something. I'm trying to get a photo. Watch this. These currencies belong to Nigeria. What are you seeing at the back there? Are you seeing it? Where else do you see that symbol? They own the whole damn thing, and they are only going to use you to foment troubles. Freedom will not come to you through them. And we can make videos, shout, rant, do these things, but guess what? There is a limit to where that can go. When we talk about Pan-Africanism, people don't understand what Pan-Africanism means. And it's the only thing that will save you. That is what is saving the Rwandans. That's why they cannot open a fifth column in Rwanda and use it to destroy their people. I keep saying it, the best bet is give these people a massive protest like the one that ended their direct rule in Nigeria. We are practicing indirect rule now. Give them a protest like they've never seen before. Then they will change these evil people. Tell their people that these guys are still stealing our resources. That's what they care about. They don't care whether you answer this or that. As so long as they are not being threatened. I mean, their positions, which is stealing your resources. As long as it's not being threatened, forget it. Who are you going to cry to? The United Nations? Guess what? They own the place. Guess what? They own the damn place. It is renegotiation. We need to renegotiate every damn stupid deal they gave us, of which your president can't do shit. You think these people don't know how Buhari is moving money? You think they don't know how his family moves all your money and your wealth? You think they don't? They do. They do. They will not attack them. Why? Because those people are still playing ball with them. And that protest will not happen in Nigeria. Nobody will give you that space. Now, when they arrested Omoyele Sowore, when he called for that revolution, protest, he wasn't calling for any armed struggle because we don't even have the arms. Okay? He doesn't even have the capacity. Now, why didn't the National Endowment for Democracy fight on his behalf? Why? Why weren't there protests for his release? Those people, they have bodies. Black Lives Matter. is sponsored by the same people, by the same man who owns Open Society and MoveOn.org, George Soros. Are you getting me? Are you understanding what's going on? So my people, I want to play that broadcast and I will analyze it. We are not going to dwell long on it because I'm going to show you people things and the things they are missing. They are looking at a picture. Meanwhile, that picture is just a part of a much broader canvas. The only way they will listen to you and pretend that they know you exist is if you have a president from Nigeria that, of course, you are talking about Igbo presidency. Igbo presidency may even end up saving the entire Nigeria. They don't want it. Why? If you have an Igbo president and the person decides to send these corporations away, who are they going to arm to fight a civil war? Nobody. Igbo presidency does not threaten the Hausas or the Fulanis. No, it threatens the people in London and Washington. You can add New York to that too. Because the only opening that will come is through the Southeast. And if you have the Southeast, what else would they do? The only option would be assassinating that president. Then the Igbos will say, oh, even the only Igbo ones we have, now we go to war. Do you know the motto of Mossad? By deceit thou shalt do war. What does that tell you about those people? What does that tell you about people that use this motto? What do you think they did in Rwanda that caused that genocide? Habyarimana refused to play ball. Now they killed him, used it as an excuse to cause a mass genocide, mass killing. That's what genocide is. They started a genocide. Guess what? The person that led that genocide was arrested in France just a couple of days ago. After 26 years. Who've been giving him cover? In France, of all places, not inside a remote village. There is no difference between the ruling class of France and Belgium. We were all focusing on Belgium, but guess what? By then, Belgium has been weakened politically, but they still control the resources because the monarchies, the monarchs that are ruling Europe are all related by blood, by marriage. Now, that's why their corporations are all interconnected. World Economic Forum they always host in Davos in Switzerland is supposed to expose everything, but no one is telling you the truth, not even the media, why they control those people. The Bilderberg group meeting, go and check the attendees, check the attendee list, of which Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was attended, said that I said so. Are you seeing what's going on? Fighting for Biafra is okay. Fighting for Oduduwa Republic is okay. But as long as you don't have a president who would send these corporations away from Nigeria, nobody will give it to you. Forget it. Not because I hate what you're fighting for. I'm telling you that it's an effort in futility. You can still achieve that. But you are not going to have that conversation with Buhari. Does Buhari look like someone who is going to have that conversation with you? Does he? But if you are not calling for the, do you know that Biafra would just obliterate the what do you call it? The Congo Congress. What they've now renamed the Berlin Conference. Do you know that? Now, that is the only play the people ruling you have over you. What will you do? Forget about calling for the breakup of Nigeria. Call for a change of leadership. And that change in leadership has to happen through free and fair election. There is no other way. If you want to use violence, you cannot deploy violence. Now, how are you going to do it to make sure it happens? Start from now. All these organizations in the West, that all these anti-war parties, anti-war groups, the original anti-war groups, not these ones that are being funded by the same people controlling the resources. You build a bridge across the Mediterranean, link up with them, then another one across the Atlantic, link up with them, make this known to people, expose them, expose the Council on Foreign Relations, expose the Chatham House for the frauds they are. Expose all of them, and you can actually, as a body, band together, get an attorney, a reputable attorney who is not in their camp and who cannot be blackmailed. Most of the attorneys you are consulting can't do that, because if they do, they will bring all their crimes. Most of them, my dear, nobody clean. Everybody gets skeleton for cupboard. Now, when the person gets close, they will bring everything about you. Now, do you think a Western attorney would want to lose his family, have his lives destroyed, just to represent you? No, you get those people who are their staunch enemies. Get them to write this. You stage a massive protest. You see the same way they are staging all these fake protests is the same way you will stage a real one, and they will not want their people to hear that. Forget about who is the INEC boss. During that election, it will be on every alternative media platform that is anti these people. Believe me, they would behave. They will call these people to order. Then they will start putting the right people in positions of power, not all these people who only rely on violence to control the society. Let's play this video. Hold on, guys.
Talk about that. Or Simon Ekpa to join us. We are also going to wait for Clayton Udo to join us as well. But while we wait, let me get you all ready and prepared for what we are about to discuss tonight. Just give me a moment. I'll check because I've not really seen the link yet. So you can use this period to share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite everyone that needs to be here with us. And let us do this tonight. So let me check what we have on the screen. Then while we wait for our other participants to join us. So let's see. Yes, so the conversation tonight is going to be very interesting. Let me tell you how it's going to go. My other brothers who are going to join us soon, we will be talking about everything from all perspectives, from different angles, all bordering on the advantage of Nigeria taking that honorable path of acknowledging and respecting the geographical, tribal, ethnical existence of every tribe in Nigeria. That every person, every man, every woman has the liberty, has that right to choose wherever he wants to be, he or she wants to be. It is a liberty given to us. It doesn't require anybody's permission to get.
Of course.
Having a conversation around that means that if you are an Hausa from Arewa, I'll use Arewa now. I'm going to use 3 major tribes here, but we are going to break all of that down when my other participants join. Let's check. I don't know. I'm still waiting on them. So we are going to look at it from different angles. We are going to look into the civil war in Nigeria. We are going to look into the myth, the lies about one Nigeria, the long lies that they have told from generation to generation over time. And they have managed to sustain this through the divide and rule mechanism.
Of course.
And over time, every successive politician in Nigeria who has found himself or herself in the position of authority, using their own tribal, ethnic, sentiment to gain this national attention, we have realized that divide and rule is what kept them in power over time. And they kept saying war, war, war. And, we keep asking as well that who is going to fight the war? For who? To save what? To save Nigeria. At whose benefit? At whose expense? All of these questions and the conversation, we need to begin to have them. They are very important. War is going on in Nigeria right now. Our soldiers are dying, and we all know the conspiracy around that. We all know the whole game around.
Our soldiers are dying. The weapons that are killing them came from where? The weapons killing our soldiers came from where? Okay? Let's continue.
On that as well, we'll talk about that. Nigerian politicians are currently hiding the ongoing killings and war in Nigeria that has led to the death of thousands of people and including the displacement of millions of people.
Majority of them northerners. Majority of them northerners. Don't fail to mention that also.
Parties worth billions destroyed, lives destroyed in the past 10 years. In fact, for more, there has been a particular region who has witnessed and continue to witness the racial profiling in Nigeria. So we will talk about that today. We will talk about the geographical locations in Nigeria, right? Whereby,
my brother, the weapons did not come from Turkey. Those weapons were shipped into Syria, Libya, Iraq, and the ones in Libya found their way to Nigeria through Chad, Niger Republic, then into the hands of the Boko Haram fighters. And ask yourself, why is it that Boko Haram fighters, as at the time they were getting those weapons, Hillary Clinton failed to designate them a terrorist organization as the Secretary of State, of which the State Department, which the U.S. Secretary of State heads, has the responsibility to declare any group a terrorist group. Has she designated them a terrorist group, there wouldn't be any need to place an armed embargo on Nigeria. Imagine they place an armed embargo on Nigeria because they said, Jonathan, there is no rule of law in Nigeria, no human rights. As at the time they are arming these people, then Hillary Clinton refused to do that. Meanwhile, the person that was fingered by the Australian that did a thorough investigation telling you that the northerners were arming Boko Haram, he didn't specifically mention those people. But one of them he mentioned was Kaselawa Lukman. The same person ended up organizing a fundraiser for Hillary Clinton in his home, and a table, a plate in that fundraiser went for $50,000 per person. Now, get me the list of those people that attended those things, and I will tell you, I will show you who the problems of Nigeria are. When they told you Nigerians gave her $500 million, you think it was her. Now Kaselawa Lukman, who by the way armed Joseph Kony too, who by the way traded arms during the Sierra Leonean War, the Liberian War, who by the way is not even pursued for what he had done in the past, ended up arming these people. Then Hillary Clinton, who refused to designate these people a terrorist organization, happened to gain millions of dollars from him. Can you link these things together, or should I do it for you again? Should I? Don't worry, my people. The truth will come out one day. You will get to hear it. Let's continue.
Everyone will have a sense of responsibility, a sense of belonging, rather. Because what Nigeria did, and the rulers of Nigeria, what they have succeeded in doing over time is that they have managed to push back your real identity. They have succeeded in making you feel like you are more superior, you are better off being called a Nigerian than being called a Yoruba man, an Igbo man, or a Biafran, or an Arewa man, or an Hausa man, an Igbo man, an Efik, an Ijo man, Ishekiri, or every other tribe, every other ethnic in Nigeria. So they've managed. This was what the colonial masters transferred to the rulers of Nigeria. But the first set of leaders in Nigeria, they were a bit smart when they went into that collaboration of forming Nigeria during independence. What they did was that they went into that arrangement with their heads high, representing their each region without having to bow and hide their identity. So, but in 1966, when that was truncated, what happened?
Please, my people, the formation of Nigeria, when they united the South and the North and called it Nigeria, gave it that name, that was the amalgamation of the businesses controlled by the British monarchy. Then on the other side, you have the Rothschilds and their people. When you talk about the British monarchy, remember they have other people, the aristocrats that have been fighting wars for them, doing all those things. Now, that was what happened. It wasn't they weren't uniting those ethnic groups, no. And those people had no choice in 1914. Why they did that was because none of them trust each other. Check the First World War. They were suspecting maybe if this in the middle of this war, one person can, push the other one aside, because they backstab each other every now and then. Why do you think the Nigerian troops fought for them during those wars? Why do you think Nigerian troops were able to fight for them during those wars? Huh? Even the 1960s he is talking about, what were Nigerian troops doing in Congo? What were they doing in Congo? Who sent them to Congo? The same people that still own the place till date. This is another part of history that no one is talking about. Let Mayegun open that thing in the UK, they will deport him immediately, I'm telling you. Open it up in the UK, they will shut you down. Next thing, you are on the next flight to Lagos, whether you like it or not. Try and say it. Let's continue.
They changed that to one Nigeria that never existed. You were supposed to be a northern Nigerian if you are from the north. You are supposed to be a western Nigerian, a Yoruba man if you are from the western part of Nigeria. You are supposed to be a Biafran Nigerian or an Eastern Nigerian, right? Which means you are either a Biafran or an Igbo man or a woman.
You are never a Biafran. Nobody was a Biafran until Ojukwu used that name, adopted that name. Go check the map of Biafra. It was nowhere in Nigeria. Ojukwu adopted that name because the Atlantic coast on our own side was called Bight of Biafra. They were stopping there, then they go to Biafra. Biafra is somewhere between Central African Republic and the Cameroon. So we are Igbos first, and in Igbos we have different groups, different nations that make up Igbo. Okay, just like when people say we are Edo, what do you mean by that? We are the Benin Empire. Okay, guess what? The Ishans were not brought into the Benin kingdom by their they did not willingly accept it. No, they were forced. Are you understanding it? The Ishans had no choice then, so it did not start today. It did not start today. Those of you that know history more than me, don't worry. Very soon I will bring it on here. No, you will come here and educate me. Tell those people that you listen to that I said this, and if they say it's a lie, tell them to bring me on their own platform and let's have that debate. Okay? If we are going to discuss history, please let us not limit it to 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago. How about we try 2,000 years ago? How about we try 500 years ago? Please calm down. We are continuing.
So this identity was what our progenitors signed up for, but it was truncated in 1966, replaced with the fake Nigeria that has failed to heal, that has failed to progress, that has failed millions of people and continue to fail. What are the other chances? What are the options? We need to review them. We need to have conversation around them. You can no longer continue to hide behind the one Nigeria identity that keep telling you that every time you try to identify as an Igbo man or as a Biafran, or if you want to identify as a Yoruba man, or you want to identify as a Fulani man, you are going to be silenced. Now, what does that mean? They are telling you that your identity has been buried. Many people have accepted this ignorantly, but with time, we will know better. Simon is on. I'm going to bring Simon on. I know. Hello there, Simon. Yes, hello. Can you hear me? Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you. Really? Honestly, yeah. Touch the camera, there, yeah. I think that's you getting sorted now. Hang on.
Yes, nobody is a Nigerian, just like nobody is a Biafran. The name Biafra is a Portuguese name. I am telling you people, anybody that is saying otherwise should stake his 5 million naira. Let me eat it like this. Your 5 million against mine. We bring the atlas. We bring the historical records from Portugal. In fact, we will not even go to Portugal. We will go to Brazil. Because most of the things that are supposed to be in Portugal, they moved it to Brazil after the Lisbon disaster. That was what weakened the Portuguese Empire, in case you don't know. Before the Lisbon disaster, Portugal was controlling the waters. And that time it was the Navy that rules, not Air Force. Okay? Biafra is a Portuguese name. Let us even start there. Nigeria is an English name. None of us were consulted when they gave these names. Please. Some of you that are calling me a one Nigeria this, that, guess what is a name they gave to you and you have no choice. You have no choice. You think it's a lie? Now travel out of the country without a Nigerian passport. Let me see. The system is much bigger than these people are telling you. The rabbit hole is deeper, very much deeper than you are being told. I'm telling you. Okay.
Let me check. Yeah, we're supposed to see you. Can you check your screen? Let's see. friends. We can actually hear you, but it's just that we can't see you. Yeah, but can you see the camera on your own device there?
No, it is blank.
It is blank, exactly. So let's see why that.
I can actually log out and log in again. Because
maybe we should try that, should we?
Yeah, let me
check the setting before you join. Yeah.
Let's go.
Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so we will eventually get Simon Ekpa on, and we'll start the conversation from there, and we'll wait on.
Hold on, I saw something. You see this, my brothers and sisters, this is a lie. You have beer too. Do you know in Persian, beer actually means come also? The name Biafra is not an Igbo name. Okay, that fra, how is it come? Join. How is it join? Tell me the Igbo tribe that any tribe in Igbo under the within the Igbo nation that uses fra as join. Tell me the tribe, please let me know. Educate me on that. My people, please let us stop all these armchair histories, all these formations. People who are telling you that are people looking for confirmation bias. They are not ready for history. They are not ready for the truth. Okay? That does not mean I am against your struggle. I have been saying it. Nigeria deserves to be broken into 8 places at least. That 8 is a starting point. But when you look at the things on ground now, my dear, it is not feasible. If it will take you 10 years to achieve, now what are you going to do to alleviate the pains of the people before that 10 years? Okay? Let's.
Clayton to join us as well. So we will talk about all of these things that kind of want to make you feel like talking about your identity, talking about you wanting to be identified as who you really are, other than something that is completely alien, and you have been struggling. We have been struggling a lot, right? To identify who is a Nigerian. But it seems that there is no Nigerian. Obviously, there's none. But if I say who is a Yoruba man, you will see thousands of hands, millions of hands raised. If I say who is a Biafran, you will see millions and thousands of hands raised. That tells you something. But when people tell you that, no, you are better off as a Nigerian, and you are in that mess, we need to talk about it. That's why I call this program tonight a conversation, whereby from everyone's angle, let us reason together and maybe let us see facts from fiction. You're so welcome.
Now, please, which one are we going to take? Okay, let's see. Biafra is not only the Igbo. There is a lot of other tribes in Nigeria. That means, are you telling me that the Igbo people gave the whole a name that is indigenous to them only, to the entire nations, under the Biafran map that Ojukwu gave us? Is it what you are telling me? So it has to be one side or the other. It can't be both. It cannot be both. So this Afra you are talking about, do you know there's a Afra in Orodo too? Do you know that you have Afra in Orodo? So you think it means what? Oh man. Oh, this elementary history, yeah. Let's continue. I don't know what's wrong with the video. Please, the video is no longer.
We all have, I think we all have come to terms with that.
I'm coming.
And we'll wait on Clayton to join us as well. So we will talk about all of these things that kind of want to make you feel like talking about your identity, talking about you wanting to be identified as who you really are, other than something that is completely alien, and you have been struggling. We have been struggling a lot, right? To identify who is a Nigerian. But it seems that there is no Nigerian. Obviously, there's none. But if I say who is a Yoruba man, you will see thousands of hands, millions of hands raised. If I say who is a Biafran, you will see millions and thousands of hands raised. That tells you something. But when people tell you that, no, you're better off as a Nigerian, and you are in that mess, we need to talk about it. That's why I call this program tonight a conversation, whereby from everyone's angle, let us reason together and maybe let us sieve facts from fiction. You're so welcome, Simon, for joining me tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You've been doing very, very well. Thank you very much.
It's a great pleasure seeing you. And as we wait on Clayton as well, do you have one or two things you might actually want to say? Because they've been waiting. So, and everyone is on this now.
Yes, actually.
My people, please, I want to show you a Portuguese map that the French took, please. I want to show you guys something. Let's, because we are all learning. This map is dated 1710. Watch. This is the Benin Empire, the red you see here. And by then, the Ethiopians have lost all these places. When we tell you that the Benin and the Ethiopians have always had the Benin Empire and the Ethiopian Empire have always had a trading partnership long before now, is true. Watch it here. Watch it here. This is Biafra. This is the current Nigerian map. Look at where made up Nigeria today. These places today now are no longer inside the Benin Empire. They are now in Cameroon. Look at where this Biafra is. Watch here. The Portuguese named Biafra and Cameroon. Cameroon means shrimp. They named Cameroon, they named Biafra. Look at it here, my people, please. If you are in Europe, please go to a map shop. Tell them to go to get an old atlas. Go to a map shop, buy an expensive map, and you will see all these things. Don't just use Google. When you use Google, please go and see actual evidence. Okay? Let's continue. You don't need to believe.
The people must understand that what we are doing now is something that Wolowo, is something that Zig, is something that Bello have done in their days. So the only thing is that we are more refined than them. Today we have seen we are living in a global village. During the time of Awolowo, Bello and Zikiwe, the world were not a global village. So we can now, the difference we have today is that we have access to.
During the time, the world was a global village, just that information was controlled. The world has always been a global village long before that. Let me tell you, your black ancestors went to Brazil first before the Portuguese. Your black ancestors went to the Americas, not just the present-day USA. In fact, Christopher Columbus never set foot on any mainland US state today. When he got to Cuba, they showed him sculptures, the heads of old ancient people that have been visiting there. In fact, Mansa Musa even sent his brother. The Chinese even went there before them. The world has always been a global village, just that they are hiding history from us. Most people don't know this. Why? Because what they gave us in school was a controlled education. It has always been the same. What were the Greeks doing deep into India? What were the Romans doing in Africa? Do you know when the Greeks came to Africa? Thousands of years ago. Do you know when Africans drew the map of the world 3,000 years ago? Do you know that Ethiopia used to extend to the doors of China? How large was Axiom? The place you call Saudi Arabia, how do you manage to have black people living there? Long before these people came from the doors of Mongolia, Tibet, and the rest. Oh, man.
To the internet, the information are widely shared. People can read opinion and read their view being heard and all that. So in those days, when Nigeria were amalgamated in 1914, there were nothing like consultation. Nobody were carried along, just like what our Reverend brothers in Biafra land are shouting today. You know, some of them feel they are not being carried along, even though we are feeling that we are trying our best. You cannot wait everybody to come and carry you along. But anyway, so what we are trying to do is to change the fraud that the British people committed in 1914, which has, as a matter of fact, expired. This Nigeria amalgamation of 1914 has expired after 100 years.
Of course.
And the Fulanis...
That was the agreement. It was going to last for 100 years. Guess what? All the agreements these people signed with people all over the world, they had no intention of keeping one, and they kept none. After 100 years, that was what they showed you to keep you in check. Because by then they know that they will finish with their world wars. Check when the First World War broke out. Check why they gave you Nigeria, so this one will not attack the other. That was when they rectified the documents that gave them those lands. The scramble for Africa, my people. This is it in plain sight. They had no intention of keeping to that agreement. That's why after 100 years, no one is even making mention of. No one made it in 2014. No one, even Jonathan, had he done that, he would be killed immediately or sent to the International Criminal Court. They would have opened a corruption case against him. Are you saying it? Yes, we agree. It's supposed to have expired since 2014. Guess what? They don't play by the rules. Yes, they make the rule, but they have no intention of keeping to the agreement. Never, not just Nigerians or anyone. This is the same thing everywhere you go to. Ask people from Vietnam. Ask those people. Ask every other nation. Even you. Wait, one day we will do a story on Yugoslavia. You find out that it is still the same system, the same format. So we all know that. That one, no one is going to teach anyone that history. It's nothing new.
The Fulani today, they continue to use intimidation. They continue to use terrorism. They continue to use all manner of...
What do you mean by Fulanis? They continue to use terrorism. That terrorism is hurting more Fulanis than Igbos, Yorubas, Benis, and all the rest. Do you think that, like I keep telling people, what do you think brought Uthman Danfodio to Nigeria? You think he came to spread Islam? No. He came to collect mineral resources and take slaves, because he was trading it to the Arabs, who in turn were trading to the Westerners. Then when the Westerners got power, they benched the Arabs, they destroyed the Ottoman this thing. By that time, the Ottoman kingdoms weren't as strong as they were when they removed the Romans from the east. Okay? Boko Haram, if they are there to spread Islam, why are they killing Muslims in the north? That terrorism hurts northerners more than southerners. Let us say the truth. And that doesn't mean that we all should shut up and keep our hands quiet. No, our governors should lead the way. It's their responsibility to take care of their state. And your governors won't arm you. You know why they will not arm you? If they arm you tomorrow, if you want to protest and they fire at you, you will fire back. Let me tell you the thing. We are talking about divide and rule. This is that divide and rule. That's why they don't want you armed. Now, why don't your governors arm you? Huh? Let's continue.
Systematic compelling
divide and rule and all that.
to stick to one Nigeria. So people, someone somewhere, have to take the horn by the bull.
I don't know what's wrong with this network. Please, I'll have to exit the video and go back to it again.
Somebody somewhere have to start to agitate for the freedom. Apart from the fact that when you check about the history of every country have those who have sacrificed everything to bring independence. So what we're doing is not different. Everybody have come to understand that Nigeria is not working, and Nigeria will never work again. It can never work. Nigeria has become irredeemable. I think we all have come to terms with that. There's nobody in Nigeria today, including the politicians, that will look at Nigeria and say, yes, this is the Nigeria they prayed for, or this is Nigeria they want to be in. So
that's exactly
Nigeria is not working.
Yeah, that's exactly why we are having this conversation. You know what I mean now? Because the lie out there is that when you see people who want to be passionate about Nigeria, they will tell you that we all need to work together. We all need to do this and do that. But we ask, it's been 60 years that this same set of people using the same set of style to lead a country. Now, if the country is working, the agitation will never be this massive in the first place, right? But if we all agree that Nigeria is not working, then look at the country they left in 60 years. It means whatever style, whatever procedure they are using has failed. We are more divided. But we will continue now. Simon, Clayton has joined us, and I'm going to bring him on too. So we have the trio. Hello there, Clayton, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Clear, loud and clear.
All right, amazing. First of all, I want to thank my brother. I want to thank you for bringing me on the show. I also want to thank the ambassador himself, Simon Ekpa. He's here. Yes, my brother. I am so excited to see you. I'm just so happy to see you. And as he's saying right now, we are here to talk about the whole issue pertaining to the fact that Nigeria has failed. Nigeria is a failed state. It's the zoo at this point. We're actually not even talking about the issue of that it has failed as like the protocols and the organization.
Nigeria has not failed. Nigeria is exactly the way these people want it to be. Nigeria is not a failed state. Nigeria is exactly how they want it to be. This is exactly what they want. Show me a country in Africa with a vast mineral wealth that is peaceful. Show me one. Show me one. How is it that the Boko Haram fighters are operating in a region where you have 2 major US military bases? How are they moving these tanks? Are they wrapping those tanks, those armored tanks, in banana leaves when they move them across? You mean these people from outer space, they will know the make of my watch, but somehow they don't see these trucks when they are passing. They are not seeing these fighters as they are moving. They can tell you the movement of zebras, how many lions left in the jungle, how many animals going extinct. Somehow they are not seeing these fighters when they are moving in a plain desert, my people. Desert, nothing is covering them, nothing is giving them cover. No trees, no shrubs, no forest, and they are not seeing these people as they are moving. Is that what you are trying to tell me? If you are telling me that, believe me, I have 2 unicorns I will sell you at a very knockdown price.
Of the government, we're talking about horror at this stage. We're at the stage of horror. We're talking about a president who is not a president. We don't know what is sitting in Aso Rock. We're talking about a country where the vice president doesn't exist. We don't know where he is at. We're talking about a horror that is existing, that is based on greed, that is of a demonic level. Because at this point in Nigeria, you see here, this is not even an issue of this is based on the laws of economics. A country cannot exist in a situation where one demographic is interested in sucking all the money from in just one resource. And they're so bent on sucking this money from this resource that no diversification, nothing, to the point that they've run the economy into the ground. Between the years 2014 to the point right now that we are in, more than $400 billion has disappeared in the Nigerian economy into thin air. The judiciary is totally defeated. I'm talking about a situation where everybody, the law of the humanism is so big that nobody can be called to court to question what is going on.
You see what Clayton just said now? You can never get a counter argument from me on that thing he just said. On this one now, Nigeria, the leadership, we have a leadership, a failure in leadership. The judiciary, see who is in charge of your judiciary. That idiot who can't cross the road by himself is in charge. Money, billions of naira leaving the shores of Nigeria. Billions and billions of naira leaving the shores of that country. This is a country where 2 ships disappeared. 2 ships, 2 vessels disappeared. Not an aeroplane. No. 2 ships disappeared in Nigeria. Not birds. On that one, we all know these things, my people. Anybody giving a counter opinion on that is very stupid, is mad, is useless, and should probably be enrolled into a primary school.
The present president in question came in not based on the issue that he came to fight corruption, but he came to get his own share of the so-called national cake that is non-existent. As of even today, as we're speaking, Nigeria is now thriving on loans. A country that has conquered for 65 years.
Not a spaceship. Satellite disappeared. The satellites they said they mounted melted into thin air. My guys will still remember these things.
That had the highest quota in OPEC is now a country living on loans. We're talking about
no, we don't have the highest quota in OPEC.
We're talking about a country that even the loan it's taking is even this day. Delinquent loans. These loans are predatory in nature.
So I'm going to come to that, Clayton. Now, for this, now that we have the trial on now, we can begin. But this is how we are going to do it. You are not my guest. We are going to have a conversation. You're going to ask me questions from you. You would, you may present. You will present your own, side of a point because I have them listed. Then I will ask you things I want you to share your own views on, better for the benefit of our viewers. Then you will ask me too, because I'm a Yoruba man, and I think I can say 1 or 2 things as well about the position of what I would love to see in Yoruba land in this whole agitation. At this point, I can make that position known. Now, from your part side, it's just going to be a wider opportunity for our people now to see the whole picture from different perspectives. Now they will have more informed, informed opportunity to make a reformed decision. That's what we're going.
There is no different perspective here. Everybody is saying the same thing. If you really want to have that debate, you should at least have one Hausa person and one Fulani person there. You just have 3 different people saying the same thing. If you want a divergent views, you bring on a Hausa man, a Fulani man, then they either teach you or you lecture them. This is just singing to the choir. Nobody is saying anything different there. And you check the comment sections, 99.9% of the people are just saying the same thing. My people, this again is singing to the choir. This is preaching to the choir.
No, do tonight. So I will start with Simon, and we are going to start about the issue of how it came to be. And tonight we are going to speak a lot about the Civil War. That is the honorable name they gave to the program, and the genocidal action of the criminals that hijacked Nigeria in 1966. They called it Civil War. It's a civil name, but it's actually an...
It was not a civil war. It was the whole power of Europe, all the powers of Europe coming together to descend on just one region in Nigeria. The Soviets, the British, the Americans, the French, the German, all of them. In fact, the French, Charles de Gaulle was the only one pushing back, but the French society is bigger than one person, bigger than one man. French arms manufacturers couldn't even ship you anything. That was why some of them who wanted to help had to give money to the Czechs, people from Czechoslovakia, to manufacture the arms. So it was not a civil war, I agree. But it's not just a Hausa Fulani killing. No. It is the whole power of the world coming together. The Chinese, if they had their way that time, they would still join in the killing. Do you know what they did? They quenched the lights that would have brightened Africa, that would have brightened Nigeria. Had Biafra succeeded, many other people would have left the whole. You call Nigeria a contraption. Ghana is a contraption too. Togo is a contraption too. Cameroon is a contraption too. Kenya is a contraption too. Uganda is a contraption too. Rwanda is a contraption too. All of them, they made those countries and gave you your flags and currency. Okay?
Full act that every Nigerian should be wary of and should be aware of. And we'll get to that. We'll take it on to how much Nigerians are missing in division, as divided as we are. I'm a Igbo, you are Yoruba, I'm for Biafra, you are my enemy, this and that. Meanwhile, the representatives who represent each tribe from Nigeria right now, they don't even deal based on this tribal stuff. We're going to go there and make people see detailed, reasons why everyone should begin to have conversation around disintegration. And from there, we will spend an hour and a half. So I'm very, very happy to have you guys on. And let's make it fun. And then very, very educative for our viewers. More people are going to join, and I know. So I'll start with Simon. Let's start from when the whole thing started going wrong.
Please let me answer this thing once and for all. Ijele, who are we? Listen, I don't know who you are. I know who I am. I am an Igbo man, and if you trace it back to 1,000 years ago, I'm likely from when you see the Atlantic coast, you follow it down. It's the Bantu migration. All those people teaching you the history, tell them to teach you about the Bantu migration. Tell them to teach you about the Kush. Tell them to teach you about Kemet. Tell them to teach you about Carthage. Okay? I am an Igbo man. And we Igbos, we are not the same people. Oh, let me tell you. There are things I will call in my own native tongue. You don't even know what it is, even though we are Igbos. Are you hearing me now? In case you don't know your history.
Because I I will speak it, Simon, oh, sorry. So I will see it from the Awolowo's role, the Yoruba leader's role. But I want to see, what do you make of how things goes wrong, how things began going wrong, that we began seeing that we were never meant to be together before the Civil War. Let's start with Simon.
Yes, Mr. Mayoku General, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, the issue of why.
Sorry, we're having I think we're having a network issue there. So, Simon, we've lost you. Right. I think, yeah, you're back, but we can't see you. So I will let Clayton speak while you sort that out, Simon. Yeah, you sort that out. I will let Clayton speak on now. Yeah, Clayton. So where do you think the whole thing began going wrong? Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you. So I will give you time to fix that. I will now let Clayton speak on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but we can't see you. I'm sorry about that. We can hear you, but we can't see you. Right, Clayton, you can speak on, okay? I will take care of Simon there. You go on, please.
Okay. In the beginning of the whole story, let us look at the story starts long before we even had Nigeria created. The truth of the matter is that the British, when they came, they didn't come to do us any good. The British Empire was about the sacking and loot.
My people, my brother, I can accept all Igbos are not the same, but we have common origin and correlating cultures. Please, how can you not be the same and have a common origin? Do you know what the word common means? And origin. If you are from the same place, how do you have a different thing? Please, my brother, this is just cognitive dissonance. Working here.
Of colonies. That is what happened. And the British, to be able to sack and loot the colonies and to sack and loot civilizations, they had to first of all prove that the civilizations that were already there did not exist. So one
more nonsense comment from you, I will block you. So the things they are talking is not what the things they are analyzing here is not what someone else analyzed? Or am I supposed to keep quiet while they peddle these lies? One more nonsense from you, I will block you immediately. Don't you just listen to yourself? Do you even listen to yourself before you are voicing this nonsense out publicly? Are you not ashamed?
The biggest things that we had as a problem was that there were already kingdoms, like the Oyo Kingdom, like the Benin Kingdom, like the Arochukwu Confederacy. There were already kingdoms like the Kanem-Bornu aspect, which is and these areas had already.
And those kingdoms you are talking about, who were consulted before those kingdoms were created? See, my people, the enslavement of humans on earth did not start 200 years ago. It did not start 1,000 years ago. It did not start 6,000 years ago. Okay? Who were consulted when those kingdoms were created? But guess what? People found themselves in that system. They tried to make it work. Okay?
Through maybe war and through negotiation had their boundaries well defined. Now, for the British to be able to do the sacking and the looting of the African regions, especially the West African sub-region, they had to come and make these people exist in a fake and a false atmosphere of unity, and the unity had to be attained by suppressing their history. The British destroyed the ideology of that we were already separate kingdoms to ourselves, because they needed to be able to unite us to be able to attain what they wanted, which was the resources of the land. Okay, so of us who fly over to places like London and we go and admire Buckingham Palace and we talk about the Queen of England, that is the wealth of Africa. From the jewels on her crown to the clothes they wear, to the money that they claim they have, is the wealth of our regions, our areas.
And India
now,
also.
Where the problem happens is that these identities that we already had was still within us in our DNA, with the fake contraction through the amalgamation called Nigeria was made. Now, in each of these, see, what happened in Nigeria is that we made a general Nigeria, but with people inside them who are still loyal to the individual kingdoms. So the Oyo man is still loyal to the original idea of the Oyo kingdom. The Igbo man is still loyal to the original idea of the Arochukwu Confederacy.
Not all Igbos.
He's still, he's still.
My people are not loyal to any Arochukwu Confederacy. I don't know about your people. Are you going to tell people from in the kingdom? Now you see where Clayton Udo is missing it. He doesn't even know Igbo history. And we that time, before then, we didn't have only Arochukwu Confederacy and the Inri kingdom. No. How about Oru people? Do you know where Oru people came from? Huh? Do you know the link between Oru people and the Izon people? Who are the people you call Ijo? As an Igbo man, when they say Joma Jujuazu, Eshimoru, Kediyebu Oru, you think people from Oru came from Arochukwu only? You think people from Ebonyi State, Ndabakeleke, came from Arochukwu only? Now the person giving this don't even know Igbo history. People are you seeing it? And if you don't correct this thing now, though for that idiot that was telling me you are now analyzing people's video, now people will hear this thing and think that is true. The same idiot that is talking about free speech. Feel free to analyze my own video, and if we have any area we don't agree on, let us debate it openly. Present your fact and present mine. Don't come here and be stupid. Are you here? If I didn't play it now, how are you going to know this one? A non-Igbo will buy this one now and start repeating it. Before you know it, it will become reality. Are you understanding why you need to expose this thing? So when Lai Mohammed come and tell a lie, don't you analyze it? You guys really need to shut up.
Loyal to the idea of the Kandin Bornu Empire. The Benin man is still loyal to the idea of the Benin Kingdom, which was an empire which has become.
Now Benin man is talking about Benin Empire. What about an Ishan person? Is an Ishan person loyal to the Benin Kingdom, even though they are under the same state? How about other people from Edo State? My people, are you seeing how we are using all this leftover history? Leaflet, I call it leaflet history. Pamphlet history. To deceive ourselves. Are you people seeing, are you noticing anything now? Most of these people don't know what they are talking about. They cannot trace history. Somebody is telling me, hey, if you can't trace your ancestry in Igbo land to 7th generation, you don't need to. These ones cannot even give you history 200 years ago. Are you hearing? This is not an attack on anybody, but let us stop spreading this nonsense. We are using it to deceive our people. What you hear fashions your reality. By the time you hear this thing too much, you will be lost. Why seeking knowledge? It's a double-edged sword. It can kill, it can keep alive. It's either educate you or miseducate you. Now you see why you need to focus on all these things, and you analyze it to the barest minimum to where you know. I'm not going to tell you that I can tell you Igbo history 10,000 years ago, but at least I know 500 years ago. And I know how to trace my ancestry.
It to have been an empire and is well documented. When the British arrived, they had to have contact with all these different empires before they now went and formulated a plan to destroy the identities of these empires and create this whole country. biggest things the British didn't do was they didn't get rid of the chieftaincies. The chiefs that we're seeing now are the vestiges of the past of those kingdoms. When you see the Oni of Ife, he represents a kingdom that once existed, that was the...
My brother, my sister, you see those kings? It's a lie. Most of them were, in fact, all of them, when the British were ruling, were all British vassals. The ones who fought the British were either exiled or killed. Then they put these ones you're seeing. You see, when you go check at the Atlantic coast, I don't care the country you are in, all the West African countries and every other country at the coast, go and check all the kings there. None of them, those of them whose ancestors have ruled for like 300 years, were the ones that worked with the British. Those who didn't work with the British were destroyed, they were exiled or killed. Say that I told you this one.
That moved onto itself, that was autonomous. When you see the Oba of Benin, he represents a kingdom that was autonomous. When you see the Sultan of Sokoto or whatever emirs that they claim they have, they represent kingdoms that were autonomous.
Now let's talk about that Sultan of Sokoto. The word Sultan, is it an indigenous title? Do you actually know that the word Sultan is Turkish? The word Emir is Arabic. Are you understanding how we are mixing up history? Are you getting it? And you cannot know where you're going to if you don't know where you're coming from. Be angry, get emotional, be petty. It's your business. You don't have a problem with me. You have a problem with the truth. One thing you cannot say is that I'm lying. You can attack the man all you want. Bata, I block you. You go your way, I go my way. Guess what? The truth remains the truth. Okay? See the people we are talking about now. Has anyone mentioned Nnamdi Kanu here? You people are the ones talking this nonsense. Don't worry, you bring it up. I will analyze that one too. You bring it on, I will analyze that one too. Respect yourselves here.
Those kingdoms, we are still suffering from the last vestiges of those kingdoms, which the British deceived us and said that we'll be united as one Nigeria. We're not. We still are trying to be Nigerians while loyal to our individual ancient kingdoms that we originally belonged to. And it has failed.
And walking about with that wrong identity.
Yes. So now this experiment that the British left us with has failed. It has failed. It has failed. Because in the end of the story, it would have been better if they had left us with the identities we've had in the ancient times. These problems that we're having now would not have existed.
Let me take on Simon. Let me take on Simon. And what I left out from the information I passed earlier is this. You know, when you are presenting your position and you're about to round up, you can pass it on. Oh, Mayegun, what do you think? You know, you can pass it on like that. That's how we go around now. Okay. So Simon, he's told us a bit of a historical background of how things were wrong, and I seem to be very much fascinated by that because it's more like detail and factual than saying we have been walking about with wrong identity. We all kind of feel attached to our tribes, to our regions are rather, and more than how we are attached to Nigeria. And most of the time we are made to believe that we needed to always walk about as Nigerians, loyal Nigerians, whatever anything, just accept that you are Nigerian. So this is wrong. What do you make of that, Simon? Because I know you've spoken a lot about that many times in your series. But yeah, let's get on the diary.
Yes, actually, thank you very much. I was about to talk before the agent started talking.
My people, just listen to what you are. Pay attention to what you are going to hear now. Whatever you're doing, just keep calm. Don't listen to what you are going to hear right now and tell me these are the people you... Oh, please.
So, the point is that nobody is a Nigerian. Nobody is in Nigeria. We must first of all admit this fact that nobody is a Nigerian. Nigeria is a name given to a geographical place somewhere there in West Africa by forcibly bringing three major tribes together. And when we talk about tribe,
not just three major tribes, there are many major tribes in Nigeria. Let me tell you. You see all those kingdoms, all those people you are seeing, my dear, they killed many tribes to take them over. Why do you have, if it's three major tribes, why do you have several languages? Go and meet Junkun people, they will tell you. Go and meet people, other nations, they will tell you how the people you are talking. The Ishans, why do you think Ishans hate the Benis? My dear, even your own tribe killed many nations around them to take them over. Yeah, we always mention three because they are the largest. Now, what made them the largest? Ask them the whereabouts of their neighbors who used to be there before. Africans have been killing each other before these white men came, okay?
In those tribes, you have different ethnic groups. Most of the major tribes, you have different ethnic groups that make up that tribe. So that tribe now forcibly come together for the interest of the people who were creating the country. You understand? It was not for the interest of Oduduwa, which are Yorubas. It was not for the interest of Biafra, which has also a different ethnic group,
nationalities.
Different ethnic group. It is also not for the interest of the Arewa. Somehow, it was
okay.
The section of Arewa, not the whole of Arewa Republic. Or if we may use the word republic, they were never republic. But we can use the word republic. But so it was for the interest of a section of that the one that's supposed to make up Arewa. And I want to make it very clear to you that when the British, actually this is the first time I'm going to make this input. When the British was creating this artificial Nigeria, they did not create Nigeria with clean eye. What I mean with clean eye is that they did not create Nigeria with their senses. This is because when the white men, when they came to the region you call Nigeria today, they recognized the power of the Fulani man. They recognized the black power of a Fulani man. The white man in 1914 recognized the fact that every average Fulani man had always had charm on him. They are the only tribe.
They always have charms on them. Imagine, these are the people you listen to get your political news. Really? The Carthaginians had charms. Go to Spain today. When the Carthaginians were ruling Spain, they introduced black magic to them too. Please, people in Spain, bear me witness. Zaragoza, Cordoba, the Canary Island regions, don't they practice magic? How do you think it's the Fulanis that first showed these white people this? Mind you, these people the Greeks have been to Africa thousands and thousands of years before. Let me tell you why they gave power to the Fulanis. They were the biggest slave traders in West Africa. And they had a system that is good for what these people want to do to Nigeria, to the people they called Nigerians. Then the Rothschilds owned the northern part, the British monarchy owned the south. As at that time, the British monarchy were not in a position to risk going to war with the Rothschilds. Let me tell you what happened. How do you mean charm? Really? Like seriously? Oh man.
Before the amalgamation of Nigeria, until after the amalgamation of Nigeria, they were the only tribe that a white man recognized as a tribe charm. And people should pay attention to this. People should pay attention to this. When we accuse the British, yes, we accuse them because it was through them you have the Nigeria amalgamation. It was through them you have the independence. But those things did not happen with clear eye. Fulanis use their magical power to control the whites. This is something that I've never said anywhere until today.
Fulanis use their magical power to control the whites. You mean the same Fulanis they conquered in Mali? The same ones they conquered in Central African Republic. So the Fulanis had the magical power to control the whites, and they did not send them away and control the whole place themselves. Huh? Are you people listening to this thing, or am I just sharing it myself? So they had the power to control the whites, and they did not manipulate the whites to go and kill their own people back home in their country. Is this the type of politics you guys are listening to, and you want to come here and debate me? Are you guys sensing something there? And there was no pushback from any of the people there. Then you tell me you had divergent views. Are you seriously kidding me, my people? These are the people they listen to.
I have been putting more emphasis on the black power voodoo magic by Fulanis, especially in the products they are selling to people in the western part of Nigeria.
Oh yeah.
Which is this cow meat that people are eating, and that people, we have to start a movement to boycott Fulani cow meat, Fulani nama, because
now you are seeing how they are instigating. Are you seeing how they are instigating chaos? You hear these things and you go there when you see a Fulani man, because you oh please, my people, just I'm trying not to cuss out someone, but you see this guy, fuck you. Simon Ekpa, fuck you, and fuck whoever is giving you that nonsense history. Do you know that we've been trading cows with the Fulanis long before the British people came? The Hausas have been selling their cows to the Benin kings. You think Auchi was easily taken over by these people because of what? Are you guys, please, this is where I have to draw the curtain on this program. I told you, listen to this and you will hear the worst assembly of banality. These are the people who should be educating the northerners that, hey, you see, why are you coming to fight me? Look at your king. Why is he living in a mansion? You are living in a mud house. Why is the Sultan of Sokoto driving in Rolls Royces? Many. Tell him how the British have been paying the Sultan of Sokoto so much. Tell them how they ran slavery and why they are the people, why they gave them power is because they've been running slavery for eternity. And they gave them power because they already have a system that will be beneficial to them, the way they will control you. These people are ruling you by division. Now you are going to fight them with that same division. Are you seriously kidding me? Tell me exactly why they have an average Hausa man or an average Fulani man wouldn't believe what these people are telling them, that you hate them. Make me understand that nonsense. Are you guys seriously kidding me? And at this point, I will have to post the link. Please, I don't need anybody that is saying anything in my favor. If you agree with me, do not call in. Do not call in. I want only people who are disagreeing with me to call in. This is the link. Let us end this thing once and for all. Check the comments there. There was no pushback. Not one person even in the comment section. This is the link. 414 watchers. I don't know how many on YouTube. Out of the 414 right now on, please, I need people who are disagreeing with me to come on now. They are putting magic in the meat, right? Seriously. The hate in the hearts of our people. My guy, I need people to come on. Someone, please, this is the link. Follow the link. Come on now and let's settle this once and for all. You, of course, you will want it because this is what your ear wants to hear. This is what you want to hear. I keep telling you people, your problem is not with me. You have a problem with the truth. Your enemy is not Chukwuka. Your enemy is truth. And they will tell you, hey, he has 30,000 views on his video. Guess what? Kim Kardashian has millions. Cardi B. Are those the people who want to listen to? Okay. Check the people who are working on social media. They have more views than you. Does that mean that they know what they are saying better than you? Guys, please come on. 3 more minutes. If I don't see anybody, then I know that they've run away. They've run away like usual. What is the way forward? Go and start the video from the beginning. I've outlined all those things. I don't know why people will be asking me these things. Please go. I'm sorry, maybe you are just joining. Go and watch it from the beginning. Go watch it from the beginning. Like seriously? Nobody is coming on, no. No, let's keep waiting. They will still railroad you to a political party come 2023 instead of trying. Oh, please. I am not deleting my critics. I'm blocking fools who don't want to make points. You think I'm here to, let me show you how many people I've blocked in case you think I'm joking. I'm coming. Wait. They are not coming, my people. Let me show you people something. For those of them that are saying, hey, yeah, that's why people are leaving your page. Nobody is leaving my page. I am the one blocking them. Let me show you. Let me show you. I am the one blocking them. See, I could have left them to come here and be making noise, going back and forth with people. And some people who are doing this, they are doing it because they want people to watch them. No, if your intelligence is not measuring at a certain degree, forget it. Here it's not for you. Let me show you guys something. I want to show you something. I don't remove people because they disagree with me. No, I block you because you refuse to reason. Watch, I'm coming. This is banned people and pages. Now, see the list. See the list. Endless. Endless. We are not here looking for followers. You see it is endless. Watch how it's going up now. Watch. Endless. These are blocked contacts because I am not. Are you watching it? Thousands of people because I am not doing it for the views. I am doing it to liberate my people. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. It's endless. It's still loading. Don't let all these people, you think I came here to seek relevance. No, I don't. I'm a very smart person, let me tell you. And if I say it is the truth, it's not bragging. I'm not bragging. I am very smart. That's why they run away from me. If you are smart and say it, my dear, you are not bragging. You are just stating the obvious. And if you have a problem with that, you have a problem with the truth. I could easily have been to get you to, give me your donations, do this, or link me up with people. Come on, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here if you have a problem with the truth. If you have a problem with the truth, you cannot succeed here. Okay? Guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like what I do here. Ijele Speaks. That's the YouTube channel. We are live there, as you can see. This is the live stream here on YouTube. That's on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Please thumb it up. It helps me with the algorithm. It helps it in the suggestion section. If you are joining us for the first time on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like what we are doing. And if you don't have a problem with the truth. Okay? You fight your viewer. I am not fighting any viewer. I am telling them follow the link and come on here. I am not here to sugarcoat it. I am not going to tell you what you want to hear. I will tell you what you need to hear. And if you think it's a lie, call those people that you think they know better. Tell them to come here or tell them to bring me on. I will lecture them. Do you notice they've started doing our programs, all our old videos? Do you notice that they are now doing things that are similar? Don't worry. Copy na copy. Copy na copy. Guys on YouTube, thank you. I will have to end the YouTube stream now. And those of you that are waiting for the video